Evil Jay Stewart seen brandishing a cosh shortly after the fatal knife attack on 16-year-old Kayden Moy on Irvine Beach last year. 19-year-old Stewart can be seen with a weapon as a crowd of teenagers on the hill are left in a state of fear and shock at what they've just witnessed. Today at the High Court in Glasgow, Stewart, 18-year-old Cole Turley and a boy of 15 we can't name for legal reasons were jailed for a total of 46 years for the horror beach murder. Turley admitted to the savage killing, while a jury found Stewart and a 15-year-old guilty of murder last month, following a trial at the High Court in Glasgow. The trio of thugs, all members of the Murray Boys group that terrorised East Kilbride in Lanarkshire, have now been locked up for the crime. Judge Lord Scott today sentenced Turley to 16 years. Stewart was also jailed for 16 years, which will initially be served in a young offenders institution. The 15-year-old was given 14 years, which will start in secure accommodation until he's 19.
Two of you took weapons, including in the case of Cole Turley, the knife with which Kayden Moy was stabbed and murdered. Kayden Moy's death was pointless and unnecessary. Your victim could have been any one of the Ayrshire group, but Kayden was the one who slipped and fell. After the attack, consistent with the jury's verdict that you didn't care whether Kayden lived or died, you appeared at times to celebrate what you had done. Despite claims that intoxication has robbed you of any memory of what you did, with considerable presence of mind in the aftermath, you sought to conceal your involvement in this appalling crime in a manner also consistent with this having been a planned attack. The sentence for murder is prescribed by law and is a life sentence, although it is worth repeating something said by the appeal court in Edinburgh 17 years ago. We agree that at the present time knife crime is a scourge in the Scottish community and that the court should be acting and be seen to be acting in a way which discourages the carrying of sharp weapons, the use of which may lead to needless deaths. Sentences which may cause individuals to think more carefully before arming themselves and which reflect public concern at such killings are appropriate.
In shameful scenes at the High Court in Glasgow, Stewart smirked at Kayden's grieving loved ones as he was nailed for murdering the apprentice painter and decorator, and a sick woman taunted the victim's parents by shouting, "At least my son's alive." After the sentencing was heard, members of family and friends in the public gallery became animated with each other, with shouts of "scumbags" heard. A number of police officers in the court had to become involved to separate both sides. Kayden's heartbroken dad spoke outside the court after the sentencing, while being supported by friends and relatives.
Today the three boys responsible for taking our son Kayden's life has finally been sentenced. While today's outcome brings a measure of justice, it does not bring peace. It does not bring our son back. Kayden was more than a name in the courtroom or a headline in the news. He was our son. He was loved beyond words and had his whole life ahead of him. Every birthday, every family gathering, every milestone from now on will be a reminder that he should be here with us. That the sentence, that is the life sentence our family has been given. The choices made that day have devastated our family forever. We hope today's sentence sends a clear message that violence and devastation... We hope today's sentence sends a clear message that violence has a devastating and irreversible consequences. One moment of violence has destroyed so many lives, and no family should ever have to endure the pain that we now live with every day. We want to thank the police, the prosecution and everyone who worked so hard to secure justice for Kayden. We are also deeply grateful to our family, friends and the wider community who have stood beside us throughout this nightmare. Your support has carried us through our darkest days. Most importantly, we want people to remember Kayden not for how he died, but for how he lived. He will always be our son. He will always be loved. He will always be missed. His name will never be forgotten, and we will continue to speak for him the rest of our lives. Thank you.
During the trial, the jury heard that shortly before the attack, Turley, Stewart and the 15-year-old had been at the top of a sand dune throwing rocks at people on the beach. Kayden's girlfriend, Karen Knox, who had been with him at the beach, said they'd been getting ready to leave at about 6 p.m. when rocks started to be thrown and Kayden had got up to confront the teenagers. Miss Knox told the court, "I went up with him to try and stop him. At that point he had run up the hill and he was shouting stuff back. Then Cole ran in from the side and Kayden has seen a blade, and when he tried to run he slipped, and when he tried to get back up, Cole has stabbed him in his left lower side twice." Miss Knox told the court, "His body turned completely white and his limbs were blue and people were crowding round him trying to put his t-shirt over the wound." Another witness said he had gone with Kayden to confront the teenagers and that as they reached the top of the dune, Turley brought out a knife and Stewart an extendable baton. The witness said, "Then out of nowhere Cole just started running at us. I ran to the right, so did Kayden. I jumped over a grass ledge. Kayden slipped and Cole leaped over and jumped on him. He had a knife and it hit. I saw one stab." The 16-year-old was so badly injured in the attack that he later died. And following the attack, sickening CCTV footage showed the teen killers celebrating the murder as they fled the scene. It was also revealed that serial blade thug Stewart had also dodged jail for having a machete just 4 days before the murder, while the yob also had a previous conviction for a breach of the peace with a knife.